Hey everyone, we want to welcome you back to the BU show where we are unapologetically unique. If this is your first time, well, welcome. We hope that you will take a minute and press that little subscribe button and the notification bell so that when we post more, you'll be able to see us. I'm your host, Sonia.
And I'm your co host today, Jen. And on today's show, we want to ponder some thoughts about what it takes to really be enough. Does it involve doing more? Does it involve doing less? And why do you believe that you're already enough? This topic is going to be one that hits home, I know, definitely for me. Sonia?
Well, the question we have for you is, do you ever wonder if you have what it takes? So, when was the last time that you just allowed yourself to be, just to be? Today, we're so constantly surrounded by action, and sometimes we can feel like there is so much that we have to constantly do, and yet so little time. Mm-hmm. We end up with this huge, long list of to-dos that never, ever seems to get shorter. And we also collect all the thoughts in our head of which actions we will get to doing one day. So actually, a lot of times these actions are about proving even to ourselves that we can do it, that we can get a certain thing or earn something. And all of this at the very root is this constant sense of not being enough, not being good enough, and therefore having to continuously prove to ourselves that we're worthy. Do we really deserve this?
How did we get to this point? How many of us have been driven to be successful or do certain things, and they just drive us crazy? And we're worn out. We're worn out trying to please our husbands, trying to please our significant other, our children. And is any of this really good? Quality and excellence are something that is important to me. And I've always gone the extra mile to do everything for everyone else. But at the same time, I've got to look at myself first. And that's taken a lot. And I've hit burnout, and it's been pretty bad, and Sonia knows. And I had to go back and think, well, what about self-care? Am I taking care of myself? And for me, I was always my priorities are going to be different than others. Mine is making sure I have my time with my daughter, and I'm eating properly. Am I getting enough sleep? I do so much. As Sonia knows, I wear many hats. We do this wonderful show together. I'm an entrepreneur myself. I work a full-time job, and I'm a single mom. So making sure we prioritize and we have that self-care is so important. So we know we need to do this, but we don't always do it. And I think that's something that hits home for so many of us, is making sure we prioritize that. I know a few of you probably can relate to what I'm saying, either if you're a single parent or if you're just a person with a lot on their plate. Sonia?
It is so true. Like, my own personal lesson with this is that for me, dealing with a brain injury, I can sometimes push too hard, and I start second guessing myself. The insecurity starts creeping in. And then I have to just slow myself down, take a deep breath, remind myself, and remember that I am enough. I don't have to do anything to prove this to myself, and I certainly don't need to prove it to anyone else. I just have to let it be. I feel like I should break out into the chorus of the Beatles song here. Let it be, let it be. And this I am learning as a constant lesson. And the lesson that we want to share with you, our viewers, is that, of course, you are enough. sometimes I don't even think we hear those words in our world. They're not expressed enough. And the moment that you can accept that you are enough, that you're okay just the way you are, it's in that moment that you can begin to create from an empty space, like a place of freedom. I'm thinking of that Bruno Mars song.
You're amazing just
the way you are. Exactly. Yes. I seem to have music on the brain here, but seriously, creating something from a place of freedom is so powerful.
Sonia, you said it right. And know what? Music can help everyone through this. But I've got an exercise I want you guys to all do. I know, crazy. But I want you guys to stop what you're doing. If you're making dinner, if you're prepping some food, if you're just driving, don't stop driving.
Yeah.
But I want you guys to take a few minutes and pause. And I know that's asking a lot for a lot of us because we're go, go, go people. But I want you to take a minute and just close your eyes and reflect on what it feels like to know you are enough. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. I'm going to repeat that, people. You do not have to prove anything to anyone. You just have to be. You are enough. You are strong enough. You are happy. And when you start to believe you are enough, possibilities are going to open. The floodgates will open. I want you to think of where you see yourself. Maybe do it in small, maybe 3 months, 6 months, 5 years. Where do you see yourself? Knowing that you are enough means you can stop wasting so much time and energy proving your worth to others, people. Because what they think, you don't need to worry about. Stop seeking approval of others. Trust me, that was hard for me to do. But starting today, I want you to make that first step and push forward and pause and remind yourself every day that you are enough. And if you need to post a little Post-it up on your wall and say that every morning when getting ready, your life is going to be able to transform and change. And you're going to be able to see miracles happen all around you. And Sonia, you know, I've seen it firsthand.
Yes. I mean, we've together in our friendship, we've experienced many levels of change. And, you know, I'm reflecting on what is going on right now in our world today. We are currently in the middle of the Olympics that are in Tokyo. And we are seeing mental health and the well-being of athletes come forward as a major component of the Olympics this year. We are seeing situations where athletes are finding the emotional and the mental strength to speak out for themselves. And it's being validated, not 100%, but it is being validated in recognizing that this level of our mental health and knowing ourselves is so important.
You know what? We were just having this conversation before we went online about the Olympics, and it's so amazing. The one athlete that comes to mind is a U.S. athlete who's opted out of doing some of the games because her mind and body aren't in sync, and she's like, I'm not going to go and perform because I could get hurt. My body and mind are not in sync, and I don't want to hurt myself and jeopardize my team or my body. And that is huge because in the US and stuff, mental health for the longest time has been something we don't talk about. And now we're seeing it in the forefront. And it is so important to realize that your mental health not only affects your everyday living, and it's something that we all at some point in our life will battle with. And a lot of people battle with it behind closed doors.
And I totally understand that, because living daily with an invisible disability, I always felt like if I said the wrong thing or did something that looked extra stupid or whatever, that other people were going to judge me, that I was going to be labeled. And so I kept that inside for a lot of years. And it's really only been the past couple of years that I've begun to speak out about it, because it's more than just, when people say mental health, it's more than just, oh, they're a little depressed. It encompasses so much of our emotional well-being and our physical well-being. So I think that, this is what we've seen with the athletes who have recognized that their mind and their body is not in sync. And so for them being able to say, you know what, I've worked hard, I've trained for this, I'm not in a good place, but I am enough. And this is what our desire today is that as you're watching this show, that you can be reminded, because we don't know what your situation is, we don't know what you're going through, but we want you to be reminded that this is a safe place. Here at the BU show, we want to be here for you. We don't have all the answers. We're not professionals, but we care, and we want to be able to have a community that will, you will feel encouraged and built up. So feel free anytime, drop us an email at thebushow@gmail.com. It's posted below there. And, or, on our Facebook page. And we'd love to have you comment down below here on YouTube, because we'd be happy to interact with you and get to know you better. And if you have any other, ideas or topics, things you would like us to talk on, feel free to, pass that along to us too. We're always open to ideas. We're continuing to line up some guests and are excited about who we have coming up. Some of it is just like amazing firecracker, boom, kind of stuff. And others of it is fun and creative. And we just really appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to spend with us, and to always, have a cup of coffee. We enjoy our coffee, don't we, Jen?
We do. And guess what? My mug is still in the kitchen because I just refilled it before. So I don't have my mug to race with you guys all, which is awful. Usually, Sonia knows my mug is with me. It's attached to the hip, along with my gallon of water that I'm trying to take in more of. But that's a whole nother topic.
Yeah. Well, we would love your support on the BU show. By, as we said, liking, sharing, and subscribing for sure. But if you'd like to buy us a cup of coffee, we would love that. And we would feel honored to share coffee with you. Also, as we mentioned a few shows ago, we will be starting a special coffee club that we're looking forward to, where we might have some special merchandise and things that, you guys can get in on. So we can't say it enough. We're just grateful for the time that you spend with us. And we want to wish you a fabulous day, and that you can, every time you walk past a mirror or, you sit down in your favorite chair, take a deep breath and just tell yourself, I am enough.
You guys have a great day. Yeah. And remember that we love you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Have a good one.